So, guys, I've made a little discovery, and I know that a lot of y'all, if you're doing cargo rep grinds, you're probably doing Covalex or the Ling family due to all of the components you can get from either one. While that's totally understandable, I've been working in Pyro because I enjoy working in Pyro for several reasons. The mining, mercenary missions, and the hauling, it's all good fun, and I have been working hard grinding out my rep with Redwind. I just hit member rank, which in previous patches, this was the long slog, dude, because everybody just wanted to get to experience where you can get the whole C contracts going. Members sucked getting through. I truly was going to dread every bit of member until I saw the contracts. I have 10 contracts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of which are 745,000 AUEC turn-ins. These are all also station to station. No more planetary BS at this point. And you can get your hands on external freight elevators or take things inside, which I'll be using my aux for. I have a plan to put out a video kind of paying some respects to the Drake Golem aux because it's so friggin' incredible as a cargo tug, as a way to ferry cargo around, scout out elevators that are working or not, whatever the case, and I will be using it a lot for these missions. Not all of these missions are really high SCU. Yeah, this one here is what looks to be about 230-ish SCU of cargo, but a lot of these are under 100 SCU of cargo, guys. There's one of these right here. It's 46 SCU for 745k. Granted, you are picking up from 3 locations, and if there's something that I'm curious about for this patch as compared to the last patch is whether or not there's actually going to be individual cargo at each of these stations or if they're all going to be like at one place. Now, again, yes, it's Redwind, and no, there aren't really any blueprints attached to Redwind from what I understand. But as far as pure monetary supremacy or just revenue generation, we're looking at repeated missions that rival the best of the whole sea days with really small amounts of SCU, and they look like they're mostly in 8 SCU boxes, so these are going to fly by. I just discovered this, so I'm going to run through and do these out of my Ironclad with all the problems ensuing. I'll include all the funny stuff that might happen in this video as well, but what's great is when you look at a lot of these, delivering to Ruin, collecting from Orbit and Patch, delivering to Megumi and Rat's Nest, collecting from Ruin, delivering to Ruin, collecting from Endgame Rods and Gaslight. What you're going to see here is a lot of overlap. Just constant flow, picking up and dropping off. I mean, the hauler's dream, really. Space trucking dream. Everywhere you go, you're likely going to be picking up or dropping something off, and possibly grabbing more missions. Like, I'm actually sad we're limited to 10 missions now. But the sheer monetary value of all of these missions is absolutely insane. I don't want to sit here talking about it too much. I just want to get into it and experience it and share that with you guys. Again, this is just member rank, dude. Imagine what experience senior and master is going to be like, and let me know down in the comments, because I haven't touched Covalex yet. I've barely touched Covalex or Ling family, and just to, you know, put my rep where my mouth is here, I'll show you guys. I'm still rookie Covalex and neutral rookie Ling family. I am neutral standing member rank Redwind, and the money's already looking to be pretty friggin' insane. So I'm gonna head back to Gaslight to pick up some stuff. That's the station I'm closest to, and we are just gonna go all over Pyro and see what happens. All right, so it appears we still have the issue of not all of the mission stuff actually showing up separately. But I wouldn't be too worried about this because it likely means that they are just all in one place. So Endgame doesn't have anything to pick up from. We're gonna head over to Rods and see what's there. I think this means I will also not pull the aux out until I verified that there's actually stuff to pick up. All right, here we are at Rods and empty. I'm thinking maybe I do a little inventory real quick. So we are 3 by 3 by 3. So that's 27 by 8, 216 SCU. Yeah, I think we got all of it from these places. All right, so we're at Patch City, and it doesn't want to give me a large hangar. So we got to adapt here. I suspect that Patch City isn't going to have any of the cargo we need, but I also feel like I need to just go verify it. So I'm going to take the aux inside and poke around, see if we got anything here. Otherwise, we'll head on to Checkmate. We have a large hangar, apparently. Just wouldn't open for us. What has happened here? I'm very confused. It's like the ghost of a past or something. It's one of my pit bulls. A bricked Drake Golem Ox. And random bits of potassium and such here. I'm just gonna throw this in here. I haven't been to Patch City yet. There's definitely some weird things happening. I have been moving a lot of carbon and potassium. I don't have the power to move that. Can I store it? No? Can I call something else up, perhaps? Let's try calling a whole B. Okay. That erased the aux that was on the pad. It has not called out a whole B, though. And then I do have contracted cargo here that I need. Lovely. All right. Well, we're going to try. Let's see if we can get a different one. The large one's borked, but maybe we can get a small.
Welcome to the ASOS vehicle retrieval system. I'm sorry, that's domain visitor. Welcome to the ASOS vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Is it actually here? Oh shit, it is. There's hope. There's hope. I think this is a great moment to shout out that you can absolutely handle these missions with a whole B. You got 512 SU of cargo, and a lot of these missions are under 100 SU. You can do several of these at a time with the whole B. Good money, guys. Still wish we could use our MFDs or Mobi-Glass to call the doors on our other ships. This is the perfect occasion for such a thing. Anybody seen a whole B next to an Ironclad yet? This is pretty cool. All right, on to checkmate, I guess. All right, now we got more from Checkmate, and apparently all they really deal with out here in Pyro is carbon and potassium. That's all we get, guys. That's all we get. We're an hour and 20 minutes into this set of missions, but I feel like we're a lot closer to some turn-ins than one might expect because of the mass pickups with, instead of having to go to all three places, everything's in one spot. If we had the ability to know how that was going to function, we could eliminate a lot of travel time, but be that as it may, here we are. We are looking at completing 10 member missions, though, which should also do wonders for leveling it up. Because I gotta say, I'm pretty excited to see what the hell experience is going to yield, and that's if we even make it. You know, Christine might not let us finish this. There's already potentially likely 3+ million in contracted cargo mission right here. And it looks like we've barely cracked the surface. Welcome to Bloom. Gorgeous planet. Let's see if we decouple before we start rotating. We got too much value on us right now to be risking that. We need to be careful here. This is one of the most popular / busiest stations in Pyro. Head on a swivel, for sure. We're gonna make sure that our radar is active. We're gonna head straight to the EFEs. We're gonna move rapidly. Those should be the external freight elevators there. We've got a ship of some sort right there. Sometimes NPCs, hostile NPCs from like bounties will be hanging out. Let's take one of the ones that's already got the elevator down. Be a little faster. Elevator is empty. All right, to Ruin we go. Let's see if we detach before we make any sudden movements. We give Christine a second to cool off. We're gonna make our final approach to the first leg of this being done. See how many missions actually complete. We were sitting around 1.7 million. Final approach to Ruin Station. Not detecting any other ships, which is nice. We're gonna go ahead and enter SCM mode. We should no longer have fear for detachments. We're gonna go ahead and go decoupled. Looks like we got a whole sea out here. Oh, they're actively moving? Or they're just spinning in circles? I don't really know what they're doing. They are just in free spin. Oh boy. Y'all are about to see the magic of an ATLS in action here. First off, let's go get that elevator situated, and then we will rapidly offload. Everything's going to Ruin, which is nice, and then we pick up a bunch of stuff from Ruin as well. I am so glad we're done with the planetary stuff because I do love this part. As you could imagine, guys, this went on for quite a while for me testing this out. After we dropped all this stuff off over here at Ruin, I went ahead and ran around taking all the waste we collected from Ruin and back to the other stations, and then another load back to Ruin, totaling about 4.5 hours or so of gameplay from what you saw starting here all the way to the end. And I'm going to let in-game me at the end of the video show you the final tally of what we ended up walking away with and our final thoughts on this as an incredible way to get back to some good old-fashioned space trucking. No, Redwind doesn't have the blueprints like Kovalex or Ling family does, and it's probably one of the reasons that people haven't really stumbled across this crazy moneymaker yet. But I'm sure if I didn't put out this video, somebody else would. So get out there in Pyro, low pop server if you can. Head on a swivel and just run these missions, and you will be making so much money you won't know what to do with yourself. Well, actually, with the wipe, I'm pretty sure you've got a list of ships you'd like to get. So hey, there's your incentive right there. A few house cleaning points on this to help everybody out. It is confirmed that the multi-pickup bug is still very much a thing. So if you get cargo from a place like right here, the 99 SEU of carbon that's going to Ruin Station, you're going to get all of that from one of the locations, and the other two are going to be empty. You're not going to need to pick up from those. So if you're only doing one or two of these missions in one of your ships, you likely can just go from that pickup straight to drop off and just make that money quickly rather than going around to the other ones to see if any cargo is there. Now, if you're doing what I did, where you grabbed 10 missions and you're doing a bulk sort of circumnavigation of Pyro to get all this done together, then yeah, you're going to find yourself maybe going to a station you didn't need to go to. But I think at the end of the day, it is more than worth it, especially because as you're doing this loop, you're taking all this potassium and carbon to Ruin Station. So that part's really easy. But then you're also taking a bunch of waste from Ruin Station back to all these stations that you were collecting from. So at the end of the day, you're probably going to need to drop off stuff or pick up stuff from just about every station in Pyro. And because of that, I think that just running a clockwise or counterclockwise loop around the system is just going to be the perfect loop for you when you're dealing with a ship of this size. I think that the ships that'll really shine here are going to be your Hermes, your Hull B, your Star Lancers even, the Cats and C2s, of course, you know, Polaris, Idris, Ironclad. I mean, the bigger the better with these in my opinion. But as far as an in-game purchasable ship that you guys should probably run this with, I'm going to vote for the Hermes. It's got an awesome fuel tank, a good size 2 quantum drive for speed, so you can throw Hemera in there, and you can just cook all around. You're gridded 288 SKU, and you can cram in almost 600 total. And I think at the end of the day, with my Ironclad full of these 10 missions, I maybe was dancing with 600 to 800 SCU. It's a lot less than you think. I mean, you're seeing what we're turning here, and this is about 5 missions worth of cargo going up to the freight elevator. This is the member rank, so you got to get there first. I will be putting out a video, hopefully really soon here, probably going into early next week, about my ideas for how to grind out Red Wind rep in Pyro itself. The missions that I was doing prior to this, just so you guys know, were around Gaslight Station, Junior Rep, Planetary, not local, not stellar, interstellar, planetary. And they were the 301k missions. There's 4 of them generally that you take from Gaslight over to Pyro 5's moons, typically Pyro 4 or Ignis, going to Ashland or Saccharin's plot. Don't go to Fallow Field. This goes for everybody. Do not go to Fallow Field. That is the place with all the curly rocks around it, and the second you get too close, you blow up. It will waste your time. Just don't do it. If the mission is 300k to Fallow Field, accept it and abandon it to recycle the mission so that maybe you can get Ashland or Saccharin's. Don't waste your time. Also, those missions like these range anywhere from like 50 SU to like 250 SU per mission. So you can also kind of cycle those missions to maybe go from one that's like high 2s, low 300 SU to one that's like, hey, 50 SU for the same money. Totally up to you how you guys want to try to cycle, abandon, and, you know, take your time filtering out the missions that you want to accept. But there is a lot of opportunity here for making a lot of money fast. I'm going to have my whole C back in no time now that I've discovered this. And then I'll be able to keep you guys updated again on how the whole C is doing. So that works out for me. In the vein of what ships are good for this, I will say that if you're looking to do this in an Asgard or a Raft or something, you got to remember your fuel tank size. Pyro is large and you're going to be going all around it. So you're going to be going through a lot of fuel. Granted, you are also going from station to station. You could just refuel as you get there. So it's doable. It's doable. But just, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't make sure you kept in mind fuel concerns. The bigger your fuel tank, the less you'll have to worry about. We also have the refueling capability now while you're out in space, thanks to the beacon, so you can have a Starfarer come out and top you off. So at least that is an option about every 30 minutes, but still something to think about. I think I've talked enough. Please hit me up with all the questions, comments, feedback, as always, down in the comments. I'm going to turn it back over to me in game to conclude this thing. I'll catch you guys next time. So 15 member missions got us from about 1.7 mil all the way up to 10 million. We are just now hitting 3 hours on this recording, so that puts us at about 4.5 hours, I want to say. That's almost 2 million an hour that we were making on these missions. About 1.8 million per hour roughly, and I was chilling, listening to a audiobook, flying all around Pyro. That was good, man. Holy cow. Let's see, our rep is probably just over a third of the way done. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It is time to bedlog and get my ass to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. Another good day with Christine, another great day hauling in Pyro. I will catch you in the next one.